The measure of a scientist is not determined by the size of his or her lab, but by the size of his or her ideas. It was more than 120 years ago that the foundation of this story was laid.
It's a wonderful experience to hear from him all of the past 20 years of the history of innate immunity.
It was 1991, and we didn't understand how the innate immune system would perceive infection at all. And LPS was sort of the best entry point to that issue.
The approach that these more established people take, which is to try and think more broadly about science and not about one's career specifically, but try to develop the field as a whole, I think that's the best approach, and that's the approach I try to take in my career as well.
Actually, this is a good way to go about solving things. Just dream of what you want, and even if it seems ridiculous at first blush, sometimes it turns out to be not so difficult.
If you love what you do, you're gonna get a good result out of it. I think that's what I learned today.
Okay, you may gain some prizes from Nobel Prize, but we do because we like to do it.
You should not work just for flash or for some kind of temporary gain or to get into nature, science, or cell. That isn't really the point. If you do good, solid work consistently, you'll be recognized.
They need role models, and they need to understand that that's the life of a scientist. I mean, it's a lot of sweat and some reward.
Science as a whole depends on motivation, patience, and persistence. And I think this is the message he brought today. This is the main thing that we learned.
You know, you may be wrong, and then you have to dust yourself off and start on something else, but you should see a project through if you're quite confident in your abilities to do it.
He was really passionate about his work. He had the ability also to structure a presentation about concepts that are quite complex.
I found that far and away the best inducer of a cachectin activity, measured as shown here, was endotoxin, LPS.
Well, it's inspirational, actually. I mean, you hear from a person that was devoted for his life to science.
Bruce is one who can very quietly tell a very interesting story about the research itself, about the phenomenon itself.
You are having the chance to interact with someone that really made it. It was really successful in terms of science.
And you want to be like him. That's it.